Hey up everyone, I hope that you're all doing alright. Welcome back to my channel. I sounded very slow then when I started talking. It's because I'm out of practice. But yeah, I hope you're all doing alright. Welcome back and welcome if you're here for the first time. Today I thought I would do a build in Mount Komorebi, which is the world that we got with Snowy Escape. I was going to say Snow Escape, but that wouldn't have made sense. I've not built here for a while and I weren't really sure like what sort of build I wanted to do for today. I were going to go with like a Scandinavian like beach house type thing, which I think I still want to do, but I was struggling to come up with some like inspiration pictures because I feel like with that like Scandinavian beach house I need some sort of inspiration picture like off the top of my head. I think I can sort of build something like that, but when I were without inspiration pictures I mean, but when I were planning the build, I started off in Brindleton Bay and there's a lot there. It's like a 20 by 20 lot that's like looks out onto the beach. I've built beach houses there before, but I was planning the build and as I was building it, it weren't really looking like Scandinavian, or it looked a little bit too like coastal, a little bit too like New England vibes, and sort of matched the Brindleton Bay vibe like a bit too much, whereas I wanted it to be like more Scandinavian. So yeah, it weren't really working out, so I thought, do you know what, we'll build in Mount Komorebi, and I wanted to build like a one-story, somewhat Japanese inspired house. I've seen a few pictures on Pinterest where there's these like, I think they're like computer generated images, or I guess they're like architectural images or whatever. And I was looking on them and then I got one recommended, because on Pinterest if you just scroll and then you click on something, underneath that there'll be like more things that are like similar, so I basically found it by doing that. I'll put the picture on screen, hopefully I saved it, if not I'll have a right job finding it, but I'm pretty sure that I saved it. But yeah, I just came across it, I thought it looked pretty nice, I liked the shape of it, and I liked the little deck sort of thing on the front with like the chairs and stuff and a little coffee table, and I just like the look of it. I thought it looked like a pretty simple build, and yeah, that's what we've done today. I used the packs Island Living, I also used Snowy Escape, obviously seeing as we're building in this world, and I also used Spa Day, and I think that's it. I think those are the 3 packs that I used. I'm not really sure what made me choose like Spa Day. I think it was just the idea of using the tiles and stuff. And I were initially going to use some like wood cladding type stuff that we got with that pack. I think I were going to use that, and potentially the what is it called? Is it the meditation skill items that we got with that pack? I can't remember honestly, but we got some like chairs where you can like meditate. Or did we get that with the pack refresh? Because Spa Day were like refreshed, but when was it, like earlier this year or was it last year? Can't remember, but either way, we got a pack refresh with that pack, and I think that's where they got the meditation thing. I might be wrong though, maybe that were in the pack all along, but I feel like it's new. Either way, I were going to use that, but I ended up not having enough space, so yeah, I just wanted to use Spa Day. I thought it were a pack that I don't use like too often, which I don't know why, because I really like the pack, but I think I don't know, I just don't use it that often, not really sure why. I think it's a pack that I tend to like overlook and forget about, because it has some really nice decorative items, especially since the pack refresh. That pack refresh is also, well, it's not the reason why we get new swatches all the time, but we also got some new swatches of things like along with that pack refresh. So like the towels, the dressing gowns, there's some other bits that we got like new swatches with. But yeah, it's a pack that I overlook quite a lot. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, I liked it, so I thought I'll use this pack. And as for the like colour scheme and the overall like vibe of the house that I wanted to go with, I wanted quite like a white neutral type sort of look to it, and I really do like how the interior turned out. The back garden, it is quite small. I think I ought to have pulled the lot a little bit more forward, but I didn't end up doing that, and we ended up with like a little bit of a small back garden. But you could always pull it forward if you do want to download the build, and then just extend it by 1 tile at the back, and then you can have like more of a space like for your garden and everything. But I think there's enough room for a sim to like do whatever they want to do. They've got a pool, they've got some lounge chairs where they can, you know, sunbathe, relax, nap, whatever. And then I also changed the roof of the house to this green swatch, which I think looked really nice. I don't normally go with like a colour like that, but I liked how it turned out. and in the original picture you couldn't really see the colour of the roof. I think it was a black roof, but you couldn't really tell. But I think the green suits it. I think it sort of pulls it all together quite nicely. And I went for a sort of simple sort of design, I guess, with the landscaping. I didn't want to overdo it too much. I feel like with these types of houses, because they do look quite minimalistic and like kind of, I don't know if polished is the right word, but quite modern, and there's a lot of like clean lines and simplistic and minimalistic, like I said. I wanted the landscaping to be quite simple as well, and also minimalistic, so I didn't want to go overboard with it. But I also think a house like this would look nice with like loads of landscaping. When I did that Scandinavian tiny house, when I did tiny house week, I went with quite like a lot of landscaping, a lot of plants and stuff, even though it was like a modern sort of build. But yeah, I liked what I did with the landscaping for this one, and it also took a lot less time to build as well, with it being quite like simplistic on the exterior, which has allowed me to have the video ready. But it's saying that it's also not ready because it took me so long to start recording the voiceover. I don't know, I just feel a bit like I don't know, like I feel like I don't have to talk anymore. Like I think I'm just a bit tired and a bit burnt out and stuff. I'm actually taking a break from streaming at the minute, and I think I'm feeling a bit like anxious about even taking the break. I don't know what it is. I feel like I've got a lot of anxiety lately, which is like not too unusual for me because I'm not a stranger to a bit of anxiety, but I wouldn't say that I have like an anxiety disorder or like that. I just do experience like some forms of anxiety sometimes, but I'm getting it like at home and just like randomly I just feel a bit like worried and like nervous and stuff, and I don't really know why. I don't think there's really a cause for it. I don't know, because normally when I do feel like anxiety or I feel a bit anxious or whatever, it's like got a reason behind it. So I might feel anxious if I'm going out for the day, or I might feel anxious if, I don't know, I've got friends coming over to my house, which doesn't happen all that often, but still. Or if I'm visiting somebody, if I'm going to someone's house, or if I'm travelling, or, you know, if I'm actually leaving the home. I also get a bit anxious when I have to make a phone call, or I have to like talk to somebody who's a stranger. I don't know, stuff like that, which is quite normal for me to feel anxious about that. And if you do have like social anxiety and that, then you might think, oh well, you've got social anxiety. Yes and no. I don't have social anxiety for like everything. It's just if it's not planned, and if it's, I don't know, I think it's a normal thing for autistic people to feel, because you're constantly meant to feel a bit on edge that you're going to say something wrong. So I guess I have a base level of anxiety due to being autistic, but I don't know, it just feels like heightened a lot more recently. I don't know what it is. But it's annoying me, I'll tell you that for free. It is really annoying me, because I don't like feeling like out of control in my own body, and I feel like my body is doing stuff that I don't want it to do. Like my heart rate keeps going up, and I feel a bit like clammy and a bit like shaky and stuff. When I first started recording the voiceover, my voice was really shaky and I sounded like upset, and I weren't, and I was just like, why is this happening? I don't feel scared to record, I don't feel anxious, I feel normal. But yeah, I have this overarching like feeling of feeling like anxious and on edge and stuff, and it's really pissing me off. Actually, it's really pissing me off, but what can you do? I keep doing like exercises and stuff, not physical ones. Who do you think I am? But no, just breathing exercises and like grounding techniques and stuff. I have CPTSD, which is like complex PTSD basically, and there's techniques that I learned in therapy to like help with that. Oh my god, I've just realised like this is probably getting a bit deep in it for the speed build on YouTube. It's a bit it's getting a bit serious, but yeah, if you do wanna, in fact, you know what, I'll put like a little time skip if you want to skip ahead, because I don't really talk about all specific, but I guess if you struggle with stuff, you might not want to hear somebody talk about stuff they struggle with. I don't know, I'll put a little time thing for if you don't want to hear me talk about PTSD, I guess. But there's techniques that I learned in therapy, basically just grounding techniques, and I've been using them in that, and they seem to help, but I don't know how helpful they are, to be honest. Like, do you ever like think, oh yeah, this works, this thing that I'm doing to help my mental health, it really works, and then your brain will just be like, what are you on about, why are you lying to yourself? And you're just like, fuck, my brain's caught me out. But that's how I feel a bit like, I don't know, like I'm lying to myself about myself. I don't know what it is. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to shut up talking about that now and actually talk about the build. But feel free to let me know in the comments, like if you can relate to anything that I'm talking about. I feel like I've not done a good job of explaining it. I mean, what else is new? But I don't know. The short version is I feel a bit anxious. I don't really know why, and it's annoying, and I want it to go away, please. But yeah. So anyway, the build. I thought I'd show you doing the bathroom just because why not? In a lot of the builds in Komorebi, the toilet is like separate because that's like something that the developers took from like Japanese culture, where I think it's Japanese culture where, sorry for being proper ignorant about it, but in Japanese culture, I think, I might be wrong, the toilet is separate, so you might have a bathroom but then the toilet would be like walled off. In this case I didn't do that because the layout of the bathroom was just getting a bit like complicated. It's quite a big bathroom, but I didn't want like a lot of stuff in it. I just wanted a basic shower, sink, toilet, whatever. And while I was building it, we're gonna have the toilet separate, like you'll have seen me try to build it separate and everything, but I just didn't like the layout of it, so I decided to change it. But you could still like put a wall around it in that corner. You'd probably just have to delete the windows or move the windows to the other side of the room. But yeah, that's what happened with the bathroom. And for the main bedroom, oh, by the way, it is only a 1-bedroom house. It's intended for up to 2 Sims. We're going to try and have a second bedroom. You could probably fit a second bedroom if you got rid of the living room, but then obviously you won't have a living room, so that's up to you if you want to download the build. But yeah, for the main bedroom, I went like back and forth quite a bit on what sort of colour scheme I wanted. I tend to go with like a light, sort of bright, not light and bright, but neutral and like white and sort of earthy tones for these sorts of builds, and that's what I wanted to do with the bedroom. So I went into the light wood swatches for the bed and then the flooring, and then I ended up painting it blue, like having 2 like accent walls because I wanted a bit of colour in there just to brighten it up and give it a bit more personality. And yeah, I really like how it turns out. It looks like a really cosy bedroom and it's making me want to totally redecorate my bedroom. I've said it for a while, like that I want to redecorate my bedroom, and I've said to my partner, like, oh, should we redecorate and, you know, sort of change everything that we've got going on. But main thing I want to do is like paint, and I don't know if I want to paint it like a creamy, like eggshell, like neutral colour, paint it white, or paint it white and then have one wall green. But then I was watching this video, and I think it was a TikTok actually, where it was saying that neutral, like earthy tones are more calming than white because they're like natural, and I don't know, I don't really know the reason why, but that made sense. And I was looking at the video and I thought, oh yeah, actually I tend to prefer like neutral earthy tones over white. Like white's just your go-to in it, you just chuck it on walls and it, you know, call it a day. But for me, I think I do want to go with more like an earthy sort of vibe to the bedroom. I don't really know what I want to do. I just know that I want to redecorate, and I want to redecorate last week, but money is a thing at the minute. I think it is for everybody, but that's another thing, like houses, so expensive to just upkeep. I mean, we need to replace some flooring, not the flooring but like the carpet. We've got a carpet in our like the entrance to our house, it's carpeted, which is the worst thing, like worst decision I've ever made. I mean, it were a carpet when we moved in, but it was like a gross dirty carpet with like a weird pattern on it, and then we carpeted, like again, like recarpeted it when we moved in. And in fact, no, actually we didn't even recarpet it. It was like my dad's friend or my dad's neighbour was recarpeting their house, and because we've got the same layout, they were like, oh, do you want our carpet? And I was like, yeah, go on then. So we covered up our disgusting carpet with a new one. But yeah, the cost of doing your house up, so expensive. And then come next month, October, energy bills, that's going to be a right bastard. They're going up loads, and cost of living crisis. I mean, yeah, I don't think we'll be decorating our bedroom anytime soon. Although, you know, it's a bit of pain. Maybe I could just get some paint and then some new bedding, because that's really all I want. I mean, ideally I would like some new furniture, like new wardrobe and a set of drawers and stuff, because the ones that we've got, the wardrobe at least, is broken. And yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but yeah, I think just painting it is something that we could do. You can get like a tub of like what, 30 litre paint or something like that, 12 quid from B&Q. I don't know how much paint is these days, but surely it's not that expensive. We'll see what happens. But yeah, just money in it, wanting to decorate and that, and then yeah, you can't just do what you want. When you're a kid, right, I used to think, oh my god, I can't wait to move out and I'll decorate my house exactly how I want it and I'll do this and that to it. And I used to play Sims and like design my own house. I used to play Sims 2 all the time, and I'd basically build my parents' house but then redecorate it. And then I'd imagine that I like took their house off them for whatever reason, and I'd decorate it exactly how I wanted, and I'd like fantasize about living in my own house. At one point I think I used to imagine that I'd live in a flat. I don't know why, but I thought, oh, it'd be really cool, I'll be an adult, I'll live in a flat and I'll decorate it. And I used to cut out like things, you know, Argos. If you live in UK, you'll know what Argos is, but if you don't live in UK, or if you don't know what I'm on about in general, Argos is basically like a catalogue company, so they sell all different types of things. They sell like toys. At Christmas it's very common, or at least it used to be. I don't know if kids do that nowadays, but back in the day, it was like a fake catalogue, and like half of it were toys, so you'd flip all the way to the back, you'd get like a red marker pen out or a felt tip pen, and you'd circle stuff that you wanted for Christmas. I did that up until I was about 5, and then my mum used to get annoyed with me drawing all over Argos catalogue. So what I would do was I would write a list like to Santa, and then I'd write down the Argos like catalogue number, and then my parents would like look at the list and be like, oh, this is what she wants, and look at the catalogue number and stuff. But I used to cut the pieces of like pictures of furniture out, and I'd make these like collage things and imagine what my house would look like and stuff. Oh, I used to love doing that. And now I look back at that and I think, you daft twat. Like, it's just naivety in it, like being a kid, like you don't know any better. But I think I would like even fantasize about stuff like that, even at like 14 or 15 or whatever. And I think, oh, I can't wait to move out and I'll do all this to my house. And then the reality of it is that it is so expensive. Even like just, I don't know, you want to buy a coffee table and it's like, oh, that's half your wage for a month, please, for a coffee table. Or like if you want to buy a pair of curtains. The curtains I've got in my office, 60 quid. 60 quid for a pair of curtains. For what? To be fair though, I did get them on sale. I got them for 34, but originally they were 60 quid. And the ones I've got in my bedroom are the same ones and they're slightly bigger. And they were like 74 quid, and I didn't get them ones on sale. But yeah, it's expensive. It's expensive being an adult, and that's just for stuff that you don't really need. Like, you don't really need curtains, do you? They're just, I guess, a luxury to stop people looking in your house. But yeah, that's my take on being an adult and living in your own house and decorating it and all that. And yeah, it is what it is, I guess. I've just realised I sound a bit like I'm not even aware of my own privilege that I live in a house and that, but no, I don't mean to sound like, oh my god, it's so hard living in your own house and not being able to decorate it. But you know what I mean. Even if you live with your parents and you're responsible for decorating your own bedroom, or you want to decorate it, stuff like that, it's expensive. Especially now. And it's only going to get more expensive because it's all going up and wages are not. So yeah, it's all fun, innit? But anyway, I'm going to stop talking now and I'm going to leave you to watch the screenshots. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my rant. I'm going to be back doing 2 videos a week now. For the past 2 weeks, I've only uploaded 1 video a week. But everything should be back to normal schedule-wise. And hopefully, soon, within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be back to streaming on... No, not back to streaming. I'm going to be starting streaming on YouTube. Just once a week, doing the Not So Berry Challenge. It might be a fortnightly thing. But at the minute I'm taking a break from Twitch streaming, so I can't remember if I already mentioned that. But yeah, so if you're wondering where streams are, I'm not sure when I'm going to return back to Twitch. There's just a lot going on, like live stuff at the minute, and I feel like live stuff just gets in the way all the time, especially on a weekend. Like the weekend's the time where I'm just like doing stuff, like I'm catching up on my cleaning, I'm sorting out stuff for school, I'm sorting out like, I don't know, appointments, my partner's got a tooth infection, like everything just is up in air. But I'm not sure when I'm going to make a return to Twitch streaming. I'll probably announce it on my Instagram story and I'll probably mention it in a video. So yeah, Instagram stories are probably the best place for that. I'll probably put it on Twitter as well. I did get Twitter, but I just never use it just because I don't really like it. Every time I go on, there's people being really nasty to each other and it like scares me, so I like avoid it. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the build. If you do want to download it, my gallery ID is HutchPlays. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see you later. Bye.